Here it is, yet another amazing episode of Apothecary Diaries, and yet and still, there really wasn't that much to it, because here it was Lackin coming over to Jinshi almost to challenge him, because he's all like, yeah, I would love to see a blue rose. Oh man, blue roses, you've never seen one? Blue roses are amazing. And he's just challenging Jinshi, not only to get a blue rose out of season, but just to get a blue rose, because apparently we learned Lakan knows a trick or two as far as to get the blue roses or make roses blue. But of course, Jinshi, like any normal person, like, roses don't come as blue. What are you talking about? And thus, yet and still, Jinshi comes to Maomao with another impossible task. Hey, can you find some way to make a blue rose? And of course, at first she's like, I don't know about this. But then she realized, wait a minute. A certain strategist asked you about this. But then Mama's like, okay, all right, I got you. So it was very perplexing, like, why did she agree to this all of a sudden? That sounds a little weird. But Maomao's thinking 2 steps ahead. She wants to get back at Lackin. She wants to put Lackin in his place. Not only to make it to where Jinshi actually wins this, but also make it to where she can get back at Lackin in her own way. So this episode actually goes on, and it was actually pretty cool how we get to see Maomao use some ingenuity by trying to trick roses to come into bloom quicker than they normally would. I mean, no one really told her, but she decided to dye them. A process that really in modern days right now that people do to make artificial colors for flowers, she's like, how about I just dye them? It miraculously happens. Now, we know here in like the more modern times know that this is a possibility, but I'll be honest, I don't even know, this is a fictional work of art. So it's not to say whether it was this time frame that they knew to do this, but Maomao does, and she utilizes it to win one for Jinshi, because just when Jinshi prepares, like offers all these roses to the Emperor, oh man, poor Lackin is like, dang it. I mean, and it was not just blue. Like, look at all these flowers. Look at all these roses. They're not just the regular colors. You got pink, you got yellow, you got all these. Purple. Like, look, notice there's a little purple one. There's one black one in there as well. There's a green one in there. So it's like she used a multitude of colors that, they were like, wow, these are pretty interesting colors for roses that are not natural. But come to find out, just in case there were some issues out of the officers, of course, being jealous or mad at Jinshi and all that, she actually divulged the information of the roses and how this works to the Emperor first. So then that way, it was kind of a secret between the Emperor and Jinshi. It's like, haha, we know the process. Now, at this moment in time, Jinshi didn't know the process, but she told him later. But it was pretty cool that she told the Emperor beforehand. So he's looking at this as if he's like seeing it for the first time, when he's all excited, like, haha, I know the secret. And all the other people in his audience does not know. That's a good thing. If you can help your boss to know something and before everyone else to make him feel and appear smarter than everyone, that only helps your case out, because then they're like, oh, look at me, and you helped them get to that status. So, score some extra brownie points for Maomao with the Emperor. I think that will go a long way in the future. Now, we already talked about the flowers, but this right here was the biggest of big brain plays. Now, even I was like taken aback, like, wow, really? Here it was, all the girls were coming around and basically being nosy to see what Maomao's doing with the flowers and roses and stuff all the time. So Maomao kind of distracts them by being a trendsetter, and it's like, hey, how about we manicure your nails and give a little color to her friend? So her friend gets a little color, the rest of the girls start to put a little color, and lo and behold, all the women in the whole palace start to get their nails actually colored. So to the point that when Maomao does it, they don't even realize she's the one that started it. They're like, oh, you've come a part of the trend too, Maomao? Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, and of course, I thought that was it. I thought that was it. Like, she just did this just to kind of, you know, get the girls out of her way, do what she needs to do, and that's it. This is the big brain part, is the fact that she utilized this as part of her plan to get back at Lackin. Now, first, I want you guys to understand, Lackin goes on this monologue to himself saying how to everyone, they look like gold pieces. How, oh, they're black or they're white gold pieces. He doesn't really look at their faces. He doesn't really see them, who they are. Notice how Maomao doesn't have a gold piece as a head. Everybody else, Jinshi does, like everybody he's walking past has a gold piece. Yeah, all of a sudden, why does Maomao have her actual face? Now granted, we know because Maomao is his daughter, but is it just because of that? Is it just the fact that she's his daughter that he sees her as a regular person? Or is there more to it? The fact that maybe she reminds him of Maomao's mother, and maybe there's even more backstory to it, to be honest, because Maomao goes a step further, and by painting her nails, she makes it look like her own mother, which triggers a memory, if you will, out of Lackin. This is just step one of Maomao's plan to get back at Lackin. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know what the ultimate goal is here, other than the fact that she wants to mess around with him finally, instead of just running away from him. But even she says how she would rather like her nails to be a different color, and how she would rather use some other flowers to actually make the colors more vibrant. But she does this color because it looks like it's the color that her mother used to use. So she's using this, how he is looking around at all these girls, how he's like, oh, I see this crimson everywhere. This is interesting. And the next thing he knows, he turns, sees Maomao has the same color, and is like, whoa, hold up. And it's just triggering to him because it probably reminds him of the color that Maomao's mother used, which might not be the color that Maomao herself would like to use. We'll see, but honestly, this is just the next stage of her plan to get back at Lackin. And of course, we get a small little tidbit preview of next week's episode, but it looks like she confronts Lackin, and I don't know if she starts playing games with him or whatever, but man, if she can go back and just like get at this guy who thinks he's high and mighty and like, oh, I'm just smarter than everyone, life, it sucks. And then all of a sudden Maomao's like, haha, about that though. Let's meet up. Let's bust heads together. And so she can finally get this guy under her skin and under her thumb. So great episode. I'm looking forward to next week's. And honestly, there's not that many episodes left because this sucks, but the season's ending very soon. So let's enjoy these last few episodes and see what Maomao does in them. And maybe, just maybe, we might get a little something, a tidbit about Jinshi and Maomao's relationship. I think it will go to the next stage, but we'll see how it goes overall. You guys take care of yourselves, so make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed, because definitely down in the comments down below, give me your opinions. Please, no spoilers. If you actually know how things work out, don't divulge them, please. We would like to speculate, discuss, gather info, and see what we can learn and figure out. That's where the fun comes in. Anyway, have a good one, be safe, and please take care of yourselves. And Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.